So basically I'm treating pool sessions like deep sessions. I try to mimic the technique I use in deep training. Because if you really train for dynamic, you go with longer glide, use weights, you just use more, you have more use of the momentum. But you don't have that in deep diving. So I'm not training for dynamics here, I'm training for deep diving in the pool.
Do you do the count?
Yeah, so for the pool I count my strokes just to know where I am. Because it's a 25 meter pool, you know, and even if it's a 50 meter pool, an Olympic pool, I need like 9 arm strokes to get there. And so I know exactly where I am. But when I do deep diving, it doesn't work like that. I haven't counted my strokes, not a single time on CNF, on deep diving. And I prefer not to do because I just want to be in my own world, in my own zone. And if I count, then it takes away a part of the fun, you know?
Yeah.
So, no, I don't count. I know there's people counting, and whatever works for you is fine, of course. There is no right and there is no wrong. But if I start counting, then it just doesn't feel right anymore. So CNF, deep diving, is just pure on feeling. If it feels good, it's all fine. And this is what happens a lot, like on the first 20-30 meters, and that's where you make or break your dive. I sometimes really tell myself, wow, this just feels awesome. And I'm not trying to convince myself that it's awesome, it's because it is awesome. And I'm just
So it's just focusing.
I'm just so happy that it feels so good, and I'm saying, hey, wow, this is awesome. So I can't count, you know, when I have these feelings that everything is going so well, I just can't count. I don't need to count. So I have an alarm at 20. That's where I basically take the mouthfill from the surface, but at 20 then I know I'm there, and I make sure I have like a good mouthfill, and I keep on topping up until 30. That's my second alarm. And after 30 I don't top up anymore, and from 30 I start free falling as well. So the 20 alarm is actually not necessary, but 30 I really like to know. No more topping up the mouthfill, and no more arm stroke, no more leg stroke, just start free falling. So I don't need to count. And also on the way up I don't count. Yeah, you know when you're reaching the surface, right? The light is coming in, you see the safety divers, so there is no need for counting. So yeah, the reason I do pool training is just to create a stamina, endurance. There's different words for this. They call it CO2 training or hypoxic training or whatever it is. I don't care how you call it. I just train for swimming longer underwater.
Lactic training.
Lactic training or whatever it is. You just train to feel comfortable underwater and swim longer underwater.
Yeah. So basically in the muscle memory.
Yeah,
No
muscle memory is something that is important in all sports, but especially in freediving, when you reach a point that you're getting out of breath and you switch on automatic pilot, you can't think anymore then.
True.
Everything has to just happen. And if you don't have this muscle memory, if you don't have these movements in your body, then it's simply not going to happen. So even if you're reaching hypoxic limits and you still keep on swimming and you don't really know anymore what's happening, your body still goes, you know, because your body knows what to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
you
why we train.
also mimic a deep dive in the pool? A deep dive for
I've done that, yes. It's a good point. I should do it more actually, now that you mention it.
Show us.
Yes. So yeah, okay. So let's say you do a 50 meter CNF dive.
Yep.
So the first 50 meters, no, the first 25 meters you swim. Yeah? Let's say you start free falling from 25.
Okay.
So the first 25 meters, which is one lap, you swim. Then the next 25 meters is free fall,
okay,
which would be a static.
Okay.
So let's say 1 meter per second, so 25, 30 seconds static. Mm-hmm. And then coming back up is 50 meters swimming back up. I'm not going to do that now because that would be 75
Show us.
meters Now I have to do 75 meters plus 30 static. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it. Let's see what happens. If it doesn't feel right, if I feel I'm gonna black out, I'm just come up. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, sure. Do you
but,
need something to stay down there? You need some
No,
weight
no,
to
static
stay?
will be just here. Huh?
Okay.
So we're still shooting, right?
Yeah.
So instead of so the free fall, I'm not gonna free fall from one side to another, of course. I'm just gonna stay here and hold my breath for 30 seconds. So it's gonna be 25 meters. Then there I'm gonna stop, hold my breath for 30 seconds, and then swim again, 50 meters, and that would be the equivalent of a 50 meter CNF dive.
You sure you're gonna do
Why
that now?
the fuck am I doing this? I might do 25, 30 static, and then 25.
You can always cut the footage.
And I can cut it and put it together.
Yeah.
This is so important. What you do, what you have. This is so important. Where you are. This is so important. What you do.
Not gonna do that today. How are we gonna edit this in the video? I'm not sure.
Editing and faking.
All right, that's my next challenge. Actually doing this.
Okay.
I should be fresh for this.
Yeah, you should.
I'm not fresh.
Some blue sexy lip just now.
Is it blue?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A little.
Is that on the video? That's good.
Yes.
Yeah. Last 75 meter lap, 3 laps. And then I'm pretty much done for today. Because I want to go to the gym afterwards.
Okay.
I'm only saying that for the video, you know, I'm not going to the gym. We're just going to have dinner, that's all. No gym. Okay.
Okay. Dinner time.
That's it.
Coffee.
We get to drink coffee now. You can, especially in no fins, you can try different variations. Only the legs, only the arms, upside down. No, that's a joke. Actually, you can. Actually, you can swim upside down. I've been training for this.
Go on.
Let's try it. Let's try. Try that again. I have no idea where I am.
Yay, you end up in the other lane.
Oh, I'm in the other lane. That's actually fun. You have no reference when you look up.
Yeah.
You just see sky.
Good that you didn't bang your head.
Yeah, I was
At
afraid
the
of
edge?
banging my head.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm done. I'm done. So I'm gonna do some cooling down, just some laps while breathing, and then that's the end of the session. Your turn! Your turn! Jump! And that's it. Guys, am I really the only one training here? Yes. How to prepare for CNF in the pool. How to prepare for CNF in the pool.